hand on yellow. Left hand on yellow. Left hand on yellow.
Savings like these. Westinghouse 220-litre two-door refrigerator just $5.
Who won that one? Anyone?
I did. She fell on her butt.
Left foot on green. Right foot on yellow.
Pools and More Geraldton, you don't have to wait for the concrete to set to be swimming in your own pool.
No push. That doesn't count.
Don't bang. Goes right through me.
Did you hear what I said about green? Left hand on green.
Oh.
Left foot on yellow.
Quality fiberglass pool you want, phone Troy or Glenn at Pools and More.
On blue, no pushing.
What is it?
Right hand on blue.
Right foot on yellow, it's already there.
Yeah.
Left hand on red.
Hard-working truck and the Transtar, the tough, reliable workhorse up to 525 horsepower.
On green.
One second.
Left foot. Green.
Left foot on green.
Thank you.
We'll cancel the game.
Roundings, the Boat Shed is a great place for functions. The Boat Shed Restaurant.
Right foot on red. Right foot on red. Left hand on green. Left hand on green.
Left hand on green, Luke.
Sunday nights have never been this much fun. All new home improvement on GW.
Left foot on red.
Go with camera trial number 2. Got the kids here at Kings Park and they're too anxious to wait for me. They're off up the tower.
Available from newsagents now for $5 and some of the features. North Melbourne begin their campaign to back.
I think I'll go and join them and see what we can see from the top. Well, after an exhausting climb, we've made it at the top. Renee's happy. Luke's still a couple of floors down below. He can't quite make that extra little bit of distance. The height gets too much for him. But Renee's quite happy with it all. She's up here ready to take a few pictures and
when the other side, Gary is very calm and collected and very happy with his side about the way they've been in the
somewhere where I'm looking at there is the ABC mast where Papa and Grandma live.
Turn. Hocking. Barrels. Banfield to the ground.
Yeah, that way.
Got it? Poked off the ground by is Jason Ball trying to knock it forward for the Eagles.
Brave little soldier.
At quarter time. Geelong eventually. Riccardi just gets a little bit ball.
Yeah, you get bloody stupid now.
I'm going to make it up the top.
Excuse the jerky camera movements. A bit of parasailing going on the river over there.
and doesn't successfully kick it to a handball, that he'll ping him. He obviously felt that he didn't have a prior opportunity.
Turnbull knocks it down.
Hey, Nucky, I got a blister. Hey! I'm going to throw up after you.
It looks pretty brave about these sort of things.
Yep. me go down.
Yeah. Tough little warrior. Just a balance.
Headies away now. Strong tackle got him down. Well played. The youngster certainly.
Somebody's been showing off here. He's going to head for a fall. But no, they made it. Cool.
Braves right on the 50, jabs it inside the 50, and Stoneham, the skipper, on the lead to the pocket.
That's cheating. That's cheating. Come on your feet. On your feet. We're waiting for the big splash. You're so brave, Luke.
Is it left? Is it bending back? I doubt it. Not enough.
Oh.
Last night, different designs for the Ansett Cup. Something different, looks good.
Hello, logs, things to climb on.
Wait a minute.
Barry Stoneham would kick this easily, but there's a bit of a breeze across and slightly into him. Stoneham.
David, come on.
Look at the big performing seal.
In Rossi boots.
Kids at play, isn't it wonderful? Except for the part they keep asking me, can I have a drink? Oh, lovely picture. The yacht's on the lake.
Knocked down by Turnbull, taken by Heady. Slips away.
Beautiful. These things can amuse kids for hours, can't they? Over the back, up the ladder.
Back bearing down on you, and obviously it'll be crowded in front of you generally. Mark the clip.
Oh, what fun.
He can recapture the magic this season. Been down for a while now. Spinks in front. Barnes working.
There's one bird I hate, it's a crow. This black bastard's a real cheeky one.
Than him. Centimetre imperfect, in fact, Dennis.
Alright, get rid of him.
Hey, I'm eating my lunch. Nick off.
Not feeling too good. Mainwaring overran. Riccardi's got it. Oysters Kilpatrick. The hand pass.
The ponds and waterways all connected and running down, little waterfalls and things. Certainly seems very popular with the kids. Especially little water babes.
Let's just have a look at the double whammy there. First for the season on Metropolis.
A city under.
There. Because it was tucked in there. Or dropped in there. Well, you can someone to watch.
Stoneham, hopefully set for a good season. Plenty of footing.
The three's wrong.
In that tree over there. Banana. And I think
Kunda off the ground, hit heavily just before quarter time. So that throwing about 40.
Good use of the body and following up clever football. That was magnificent play by Sanderson.
you see that?
Forward pocket now for the Cats. It's in the chopper. Not going anywhere.
What we're doing?
Well, it looks like it's relaxing.
After him.
The league game, but couldn't be picked. Burns gives away.
Oh, that's better in the
What a good balancing. He's going to whack mum or dad with it. Look, oh, watch it, mum. Oh! Oh, look.
Inside the 50. Matera brilliantly done. Body to body with Hargraves and did him. That seems to have changed. Geelong like to take it to the Eagles physically. McIntosh, ball through his finger.
Going around in circles. Got life, mate. The little one, right?
Up against ball. His Cousins has been kept very quiet by Mansfield, but he sneaks the through.
It would be nice if we could take him home and give him lots of
Look at that movie over there and it's more of a cool down. What are you doing now? You're going to take that up.
We've got lots of trees in our backyard. Look at that. What a clever monkey. Keep the shake, keep the sun.
So the money and the jobs stay right here. If you wanted, you could create a whole new city from the ground up.
It's gonna drop it.
I did that. They're good for
Teamwork by the umpires, John. It's like that, though. I mean, the fact that they work together as a team.
Yeah, they certainly do, Dennis. I mean, it's a
infringement. Kemp across the line. Dean Kemp.
and the free kick.
infield. Slick away to Stone. Kicks down towards half forward. Tailor-made for Mansfield. That's
Where's the baby?
Barnes and Turnbull. Give it to Turnbull. It's underfoot. Comes to...
See the baby one over there?
He's the old baby.
There's two babies.
Time out, mate. Given time out.
One straight kick the difference, although the Cats have had 6 more shots at goal.
No. You just watch them. Where's the chair? Oh, look at the other one under the waterfall. He's having a swim.
No, she says, oh, this is relaxing.
Look, he's actually behind the contest. Geelong tackler jumped. Ball, I reckon.
Did you get one first?
Burns being helped off for the Cats. That's not a good sign this early in the season. And Hart tag.
Hey.
Rip Metropolis. Hooks it down towards half forward. How will it bounce? Lynch wanted it. It's got it 60 minutes from goal. Wants to wheel onto that right leg. Play on's the call. Spinks, we saw him momentarily.
No, you loving that?
Coast Eagles.
An emerging star, one could say more accurately.
Ball touched it a bounce. Throw in along.
Coming out of lane 3 and 4, Port Hedland Cup. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They've come 1,800 kilometres, I think. Well done, I don't know.
Here he is in the middle of the ground. Great tackle by Simmons, and that's where he was hurt.
Small ball here, he had a major prank. And there's Big Joe down scene, ladies and gentlemen. Pass A advantage. You say, that's not a chance. Make it fill it. Michael Farron, who went right in another team, so maybe he's not in this one. Aaron Gunson, Daniel Soames, Glenn Scary, Lisa Munround, and Stephen Scary.
It's 2 from their time at West Perth. So off in the way. Mates get you. Andy Collins and Tony Hall springs to mind.
Heat number 2, Michelle Lee, clean start from all riders. No one's got it. Perhaps Aaron Johnson. Kendrick throwing him next. Alongside Kendrick would be Ward and Porter on the inside there. Could be, I think, Jakey Hall. Also in there might be Luke Brindley. And
Inside. Oh, good judgment shown there by Mansfield. Plays on immediately. This is Scholl. Looks to the outer side. They've got out there.
Aaron Johnson. Kendrick is next. Then comes Paul. Then comes Paul. Then comes Porter.
There's Colbert up ahead. Hall slips it away. This is Hargraves. 160 out, down to...
Got back to fourth there because the 8 boys is going to be the 9 girls. Friendly Crawford round to Texera and Callisto. Callisto it is out in front. Texera next on the 3 machine. We do ask all riders
to reckon that his career's on the line here this season. Has to have a big one.
And that's a great call by the umpire. Look.
She's on the job and she's going to be up and A-OK as Callisto is being taken left, right and centre by Hayley Texera. These are about 20 lengths ahead there of Rachel Crawford riding a good third. Renee Brindley is next. I tell you what, Callisto's shaken off Texera, but you're going to watch this.
When you're looking for the best rural merchandise, your CRT Local Bloke offers complete service and a range of products specific to you.
Taken out there from Texera, who pushed us 2/3 of the way. A nice third there to Rachel Crawford. And the guy that put it down, unfortunately, Kayla Ramsey. She's looking a bit second hand. Let's have her out. So now they charge out of the gate. Up there, Shelby Donovan got the flyer, but he got caught up in the tail.
CRT.
2-goal lead for the Cats now. What about...
That's lost water on concrete, it's everywhere. They push it out and over and roll over, in and around both hands. So there, in and around the concrete entrance. That's the 12 machine of Aaron Kippen with the right lead. Then comes Jason Kendrick to the 8W1, Shelby Rutherford. And the 51 Byron Ford and Judge in there.
Lewis in the centre of things again. Ball jolted out of Hargraves' arms. Goes in to apply the tackle. Play on, says the umpire.
Aaron Kippen with the right lead. And shoulder to shoulder in a second place. They're all over him like a rat. They charge down outside, heads for home with a 44. Kendrick comes out after him. But Kippen will take it away. Kendrick's in there. Not sure on the... Can't see that one. Has to leave the rest on. That one, ladies and gentlemen. Down the straight.
Ball square. Tidying up main wearing. Delayed the hand pass. Gave this man.
Down the straight. Giving it hammer and tong now. She's whipped around with Rachel Crawford, Hayley Texera, Ramsey and Brindley. Through the Norman goal over, they power up and pumped up. They got the adrenaline pump and they're greased up and they're fired. That's the Cold Callisto, number 2 world. Right out there with the 3WA. That's Hayley Texera. She's right on a tail, trying to change bikes in big race.
Lurking. He's a lurker. From the pocket, tries to pull it back. Awkwardly done. Metropolis, a bit hot for he's down the...
Down into the minor double. Turn around Mike Gregory course. He's punched up this time. Pushes around in low and out wide. Goes Bush down to the doubles and she'll take the race away from Hayley Texera in second place as they charge around the corner. In their third place, we got the 5WA Rachel Crawford in the minors. From the 6WA in there, Taylor Ramsey and young Renee Brindley will bring in.
For that man behind, but Hall read it pretty well. Riccardi. Rest. Riccardi gets it over the top, taken.
Then we go back to, well, Ben Jaskolski, guy took a mega tumble, but he comes straight up, that's the way. We go down through there and it's Eric Judd. Eric Judd leads out there from Aaron Johnson. Then we go back to Shelby Rutherford, Jamie Ward, Jake Hall. The other guy there would be Luke Brindley. And the guy that put it down was Jaskolski. There's Temple in there as well. They work.
For Milburn. Milburn getting his first run for the Cats. Size of...
Then we go back to Jake Hall. Adam Temple, a big rider is Ben Jaskolski. You the head folks, and he took a bigger tumble. But Eric Judd, he's looking hot, Eric. And he's down under the trouble. He goes through there from Aaron Johnson.
Was applauding it like they'd won a grand final, and he fooled me, but he didn't fool the goal umpire.
Henry Warren Porter, roaring hoses there. McMurray will go through from Henry Porter. Okay, what have we got now? Let's sort them out. 9 girls and they're out of there. And someone's gone to the front.
Good mark taken at the back by Graham. Out at centre wing for the Cats. Pass.
Here we go, kamikaze time. 6-0 hard underneath, held the ground. That's the way, head courage. She leads there from Callisto. It's 6-0 Callisto. Then we go back to the 5 bike is Rachel Crawford. We then look at back down through here and she pulled it top move Callisto.
Carl Stein for doing a pretty good job on Dean Kemp. He's had a couple of kicks in the first quarter, and they were damaging.
Then we go back to Rachel Crawford, Taylor Ramsey, another rider, Renee Ridley. 19 plus out they come and it's Cliff leads out there for a minute. We got time. Elliott will take this out. Elliott.
From inside the centre square, spiral, they're hard to mark. Colbert works off the man.
Good boy, good boy. Done, Shirley.
Go. Go. Gets the best start. Jason Kenjic, I don't recognise him. He's got different gear on. He's out in the lead there. I think that it could be Benjamin Jaskowski working.
He's held his position. He was good enough to hold, or had the strength to hold the spot where the ball was going to drop.
That leaves the number 5 machine out there. Must be Luke Brindley on the 15, I think. Yes. So no, it's the number 3, okay. Aaron Johnson, of course, from number 12 in there. Aaron Clifford. Then comes Kenjic from 16. 7 out there will be Benjamin Jackson. 5:30 and 42B. Brindley, Simpler, and Michael Rabbay.
Call today and see how easy it is to repower with a 6.2-litre Chevy at Brunswick Diesels.
Hey, Johnson pursues the guy in front. Get up, go! The guy in front, there's Johnson, in fact. So the guy in second's going to have to be from Kenjic. Goodness me. 5. 6.
Well done, mate. Good boy, Luke.
7.
3 goals.
Anyone in there also that's going to be Quentin Stewart, but have a look. Go, boy, go!
If you have a comparison between the two sides, now knowing that the Eagles senior list has only had 6 or 7 players play.
Zachary Couch and Dylan French, but a big race that'll go the way of Johnny Rowe. Into that second spot there will be Garrett Dempster from Dylan French. And Ray off and racing up, they jump this time, and the big number 1 got the flying Murray. From on the outside there, Jake Hall, I think, as they go up the first straight.
It hasn't really placed a lot of importance on the pre-season comp, and so the Ansett Cup really hasn't been something that placed a lot of
Quarter, all the way Jamie Ward, David Taylor and young Luke Brindley. They saw themselves out now, the defending champion, the 7-year-old boy. Stephen Murray now up the back straight away. From young Bushy Hall, come on, put the big ones in there. 51 back to young Byron Porter. Then back on the outside there might have been Benny Kurt, Michael Raphael.
And the house is rocking, don't bother knocking, just step right in and let the fun begin.
They come down through Strata 4 from Jay Gordon, Stephen Murray will take the race away. From Jay Gordon at second spot, 51 in there. Come away, Benny, come on. Warren Porter, Jamie Ward, David. Okay, off and racing, out they come. 9-year-old girls underway this time. We'll pick them up. And we've got young Rashad.
Where's your baby?
Tuesday on GWN.
In a land where only the toughest survive, the mighty Land Cruiser. The best.
202 well. Tony Will champion, I think at the moment is WA Dundee up the Cole. From on the outside there might be Taylor Ramsey. She closes right up now on young Hardy Texera, sorry it is. But next to the lead, it's going to be the Cole Blue Side. Hardy Texera, bike in the 5, and there will be Michelle Crawford. Then comes 6 by Taylor Ramsey, and then comes Renee Brindley.
Cruiser wagon from Toyota.
Followed by Taylor Ramsey. Then that might have been Rochelle Crawford, Renee Brindley. Then the Kyle Blister will take it away from Hardy Texera. Back to third, there will be Taylor Ramsey, followed by Renee Brindley. and Rochelle Crawford. Okay, one through around the outside this time of Troy Hammond with 39. From the second.
You don't have to settle for a tank that will crack, leak or corrode when you can have a Pioneer water tank, which is...
Come down the road straight away now. Incredible ball. That's what I like to see. Get behind these riders now. They come down the road straight away. And definitely going to take the racing away. From the figure, probably one of his biggest spotters from Ricky Bell.
After a few years of hard work, most four-wheel drives need beefing up in power and economy. Now,
back Jamie Mitchell, then comes Woody Cross, Brett Mooney, Michael McGovey, and further back comes Gary Ricks for the Troy Hammond. They're going to turn off for that, over that wheel sideways.
New boats this good are few and far between. Introducing the new 6-metre Assassin craft from Sports Marine that's got the lot.
Elliot Payne. Then we go back to Zach Couch. Travis Curtin, Paul Callisto. Jakey Robertson, right well, look at George round there, just in front of Elliot Payne. Then we go back to Zach Couch.
Story to tell about what happened on a wet and lonely road of the two little girls who would touch their lives forever.
Aaron Johnson and Murray blew it out of the gate there. They're flying. Then comes Aaron Tibbett. Then we go back to Byron Porter, David Taylor, and we've got Benny Curtin in there as well. But around that turn they go. And it's Aaron Johnson from Murray. Then comes Tibbett. Then we go back to Porter.
we treat chicken right. And there's more to explore in the Pilbara at your rural Toyota dealer.
Benny Curtin from Metro. Go, Benny, go! David Taylor, big sack at the gate. Jump up. Go, Benny! Go, Luke! Murray. Ben Murray leads. There's one put down. David Taylor going to pick up a place. That's why you don't run. Benny, go! But Murray goes through.
Well, tonight's winner will play Adelaide in the top half of the draw. That game's scheduled for next Sunday. Of course, the Crows coming off a fine victory last night at
Go. He's been trying hard all weekend. Is this the race? And they're on their way, and it's Nicole Callisto. Oh, Haley lost it there. Lost the back pedal, but she's still up and okay. But Nicole Callisto's gone. Then we go back to Rachel Crawford. Then we've got Renee Brindley and Carla Ramsey.
Over the Swan side was terrific, and Chris Danaher hit his funny bone. That's all it was.
Okay, his funny bone. Now, I've got a list, so let's get...
And Renee Brindley got around the turn. Haley, she's really ridden very well all weekend, Haley. But unfortunately, I won't have it this race. And away they go. And it's Nicole Callisto, Haley Dixera, Rachel Crawford, Taylor Ramsey, and Renee Brindley. 19-1 Cruisers.
Who did the deal for Nathan Buckley as a manager now, and it could be that Tony's looking to extend his contract to Victoria.
Okay.
Then we go back to Treble Jones, and the other little guy on the 11 line is the guy from Gerald Manamy Kurt, and around the turn. And Dandy Collick, oh, nearly lost it. Don't do that again, just give me heart failure. And it's Dandy Collick, away he goes. From Jay Carney. Come on to Ellie Ford, Jerry Bird. Then comes Treble Jones. Oh, little Kurt's got a bit of white.
About the Melbourne Park, but he's looking for office space here in Melbourne. My tip, a marketing consultancy and guest speaking role.
Jones and got a bit of white coal. Bad luck, Joshua. Second heat. Good charge, Josh. Gary Richardson. 35 machine. Up Peter Ross up in the front place. Corey Fallon, Johnny Sargent. At a 53 and 30. A lucky rider down there. On Carl Manor. They straight away now. Sean Brady. As
The shower at the Butterfly Pavilion, the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
That will be the one to see. Drew Banfield.
And don't be modest. You're not...
And that's the horse for home. No need for the whips this time. Okay, I'll take it away. Don't trip. Stop Andy Thomas. The most in the big foot. He goes that little in front by his foot.
I feel the boys have got their heads down. As you see behind me now, they're in their little groups and, you know, trying to get back into this game because Geelong at the...
Charge up the back wheel down. Through the jawbreaker, into the minor double. Down the 9 girls there. Out of lane number 1 will be the 6 machine, Kayla Ramsey. Alongside Taylor on the 5, Rachel Crawford. The 3 Waxer, Hayley Texera. The Cole Callisto, the 2 World. And rounding them out, 27 Renee Brindley. When you're ready, sir, let them burn.
WA. It's one of Australia's most successful companies, providing jobs for 4,000 West Australians.
Game shot there. Ooh, a little bit of an unco start there for Crawford. Let's hope she stayed in the lines there as Nicole Callisto's gone out and gone for break. The Southside Eagle Texera will be there for 3rd. On the inside of her will be Ramsey and Brindley. Through the S's they're going to head up to now, and the 2 world ranked rider at this age group. As you could...
Quality has risen at leading glass manufacturers. Efficiency is
Sitting behind Callisto, ready to pounce. Rachel Crawford is next behind Rachel. Kayla Ramsey at 5th wheel there. Renee Brindley just squirrely's in front of us, but she's okay, Mum and Dad. She's pack up and can't wait to get back on the horse. Let me tell you, you might need to push it up the jump from there. Good, anyway. Good idea. Having a look out in front, Callisto will take it out. Very comfortably there from Texera.
Call into WS Waterhouse and Sons, your CRT local bloke in Nungarran. See Trevor, Colin or Bert. In Northampton, find the best rural merchandise at Upgrade the Key.
Was, of course, Renee Brindley, and she's got back up now. Okay, on the gate we have one of the exciting finals, ladies and gentlemen, the exciting final of the 9 boys. They've had to go through a lot to get this. Out of lane number 1, on the 2 machine there. Well, it's got 7. Hang on, I have to work this out.
For the best Holdens, it's Golden City. The best Commodore yet. Only $29,990, no more to pay. It's free.
Stay with these guys here. Hockley and Ken. Great drag to the line. Hockley and Ken. And Mingleton. Hockley won't get there. Johnny Taylor leads. Rainbow in the 8 machine next.
Conditions of the Northwest, and Homestead Hardware can tint these paints to a massive selection of colours. So no matter how complex or simple the job...
Bailey's going to do a high labour. Talking efforts in heavy traffic there, parking and well, and didn't get the starting on. Behind him and brought himself down, and Stevie Edwards has got his day either, is it? And it could be the Creighton Ford out in front, is it?
Way to pump water in remote areas. Mono have pumps for borehole, dams and wells with solar, electric or engine drive.
The 97 season. But if the star goal-kicking machine has been staying out later than most, he's not showing the signs.
Shannon Lowe, Matty Robbins also in there, fairly a week his way through, but it's Daniel Stark plus the rest. Stark plus the rest at this point. Jade McPherson, Peter Reed, Bellier, outside Robinson, Bellier gets it wrong and holds everyone up. Also Robinson Lowe. Daniel Sprague will take this out. Daniel Sprague, ladies and gentlemen, take this out of the camera. Jade McPherson.
Play up a little bit, but I think he's quite normal like anybody else.
Hughes, Couch running. Couch still going.
And you know, hopefully we can improve and go better this year.
Whether or not Ablett makes it through his 13th.
You'll run all over the place just to try and beat you. You'll tip it here, tip it over the other side, and he'll try and beat you in anything. Soccer, you name it. Gaz just loves being.
Take-up isn't certain.
That's not my main issue at the moment. You know, I'll just play wherever, you know, Gary wants to put me and wherever I can do my best for the side, you know, so... Or strategies, you know, obviously there may be a different situation in the forward line this year.
One of the all-time greats, Gary Ablett, and without him tonight, they...
So looking forward to the next round.
Dipper exploring the buzz. We'll be back right after this.
Sprint.
Also, Mia Farrow, Woody Allen, and that family scandal.
And I said, I found the pictures. Get away from us.
Plus... kilometres of Perth and free installation. Phone now. Free call 1-800 999 599. Pioneer.
Line girl, here we go. 5th place, Renee Brindley. 4th, Kayla Ramsey. 3rd, Rachel Crawford. 2nd, Hayley Texiera. And the champion is the Line Girls.
$4.50. Available every day of the week, only at Chicken Treat.
Tough job on her to do this, but she does it every year. And then all the other officials as well.
Think safe, work safe.
Okay, here we go. 19 Get through the events now. In 8th place, Corey Fowler. In 7th place, Carl Manor. In 6th.
A lot of people think that Dick Smith Electronics is for nerds or mad scientists.
It's a no!
But at Dick Smith Electronics, that's a place of employment. It's called Office Supplies. It's situated in the industrial area of Port Hedland. We're on about, it's about a 1.5 acre block. So we're in the industrial area, so the surroundings aren't too salubrious.
Auto Talk, for accessories and spares and someone who cares. Rossi Boots.
Now we're going to have a look around the back. So on the actual block here we have the shed there, the actual office and the workshop. The people living in the little unit behind us, there's the girl who's now working for the company. They've also got a bus which they're living in at the moment as they're...
Game 2 of the Ansett Australia Cup, and of course more action to come tomorrow. Hawthorn against the Tigers. Interesting game, hard to get a line on both those teams.
George and Julia are on their way out somewhere. Smile! And yeah, behind all that is the little house where we live. It's a 4-bedroom transportable house set on metal stumps in concrete. Quite comfortable inside. And we've got the backyard over here, which...
Be smart policy, Dennis. We saw Dean Kemp coming off the ground with what we suspect was an injury, and I haven't picked him up yet either.
I think...
I'm quite proud of my garden table there, which was a big cable drum, which I sawed in half and made 2 tables out of, and that served us quite well. Sitting outside in a quiet drink or a barbie. I don't know how this will turn out being inside with the lack of lighting, but we've got the lounge room here.
Numbers 10 and 6, that's a good day's performance to half-time. Thought Leach has also been a good player, and Kilpatrick in the middle.
The movie stars there. Takes us through to the kitchen. Once again, its usual state of disrepair. It's a small but functional in the dining room, and of course got the kids' trophies there. All the Bmx trophies. We've got Luke's up at one end there, and on the other side there's a number 5, the most recent one, and all Renee's trophies.
Best possession winner there with Mainwaring getting 10. The numbers just don't stack up for the West Coast. They've got to get more possession, and they do.
Renee is supposed to be cleaning her room. Let's see how she's progressing.
Pretty good.
Well, it's certainly an improvement of what it was half an hour ago, but it's still a bit of work to do there, I think, Renee. Luke's room. Yeah, they're probably a little bit better Renee's, but never mind.
Mine's better.
Renee just opened the laundry door for me, laundry door, and of course...
Robbins to Riccardi. Riccardi 16 metres out, puts it through.
Yeah, little closet and into the master bedroom. We're, yeah, it's lucky she's lying that way. The air conditioner on, and it's only like about 12:30 or something, and Mum's still in bed.
Yeah.
The spare room. Spare room with the computer and the...
Chevy at Brunswick Diesels, your one-stop diesel service centre.
Enough time in.
And so the house is small but fairly functional throughout.
Functional, okay.
And still a bit of unpacking to do from after we got back from Perth. That's one of those things that takes a bit of time. We're in the backyard now, and there's a bit more damage done by Cyclone Rachel. On the neighbour's side of the fence, not ours, so it's their problem.
And a good mark taken by Michael Mansfield. Dished off the hand past the Barnes.
The kid's sandpit. Just sitting on the patio here having a quiet beer, waiting for Sheree to get dressed so we can go around town and do a bit more videoing of Port Hedland. As I said, we're in the industrial area here. Accommodations at such a premium in this town that people are sort of...
But Lynch has also had plenty for the Cats. And he gets it again from Stoneham, fires off the hand pass. It comes...
people in caravan parks are paying up to $300 a week for an on-site caravan, so wherever there's room to stick a caravan on any of the blocks around here, you find that that's what people are doing. But, for an industrial area, it's quite peaceful. As I said, I'm sitting here having a quiet beer and just plenty of trees around the area.
Pilbara, the new limited edition Land Cruiser wagon from Toyota. This value-packed 4.2-litre diesel features a tough alloy bull bar, special white...
We'll see some of the town sites.
Lewis in heavy traffic in the middle. It sits all right for Mainwaring. He thumps it very long. The Eagles need a mark on the forward line, and at last they get through.
Okay, well now we're standing up on the Red Bank Bridge. This is the main road into Port Hedland itself. What we've got here is the Cargill salt operation. It's a solar salt operation. Over the back here there's a series of evaporation ponds.
Injury-free this season.
Out in the sun, and what's left is, as we see over here, you get a pond full of salt, which is graded and harvested. Quite an operation. They come along, scrape all the salt up and truck it up to the big stockpile there and then cart it into the town to the wharf.
There's the movement up ahead. Graham told to hurry up. Long kick. That's gone 70 metres. Barnes, good grab on the outside.
Down below us, running under the bridge that we're standing on, there's a railway line which the line goes roughly 400 kilometres out to the mines where they bring the iron ore back in. They bring the iron ore back in.
Gets it away. Graham confronted, moved the ball to Lynch. Kilpatrick couldn't control it. Goes off the deck down towards the 50. Missed it.
South Hedland. The actual town is divided. The actual Port Hedland itself is divided into Port Hedland, South Hedland, and Wedgefield, which is the industrial area we're in. South Hedland over there. Further around, probably won't see much of this, but we've got the...
Raised the post. 7-8, 3-1.
We've got a house there perched actually on the edge of one of the creeks that come into town. There's very high tidal movement up in these latitudes. You see here that
Lewis, assisted by teammates, getting plenty of it. Up in the direction of Mainwaring, who... the Shepherd.
Virtually dry. And over that way we have Port Hedland itself, where there's actually the town and the iron ore stockpiles in the port for exporting the iron ore.
Magnificent surface of grass after they resurfaced over summer. Actually, the ground looking in great condition, considering it
Over that way we have a few other suburbs, smaller areas of Port Hedland. We've got Cook Point and Pretty Pool, which we might go and have a look at shortly.
Kicked a goal early, and the Eagles got the first two. But since then, it's been all Geelong. Heady right out near the boundary line.
Our trains are up to 3 kilometres long. But we ain't going to see one, boy, is it? It's quite a good viewpoint from up here. You can see a fair way. Not there's a great deal to see, unfortunately.
Well, I guess what's going through Brett Heady's mind there is the odds. Should he kick it to the top of the squad?
Should keep even me going for a while and make a few bags of salt and vinegar chips, I suppose. All very interesting stuff.
Just on our way into town now, we've got the Boulevard Shopping Centre. One of the larger shopping centres with Port.
John explained that to me.
It was
very agitated.
The bump wasn't late, it was out of bounds on the full, but we're a punter just across.
Train museum, some of the old locos from the early days. The new building going up. On this side of the road we've got Bmx operation. Fuel storage tanks there. Where all the iron ore was brought in by the...
Back to half forward. Ball in front. Knocked away by Graham. Kilpatrick took them on. Dragged down. Graham, quick hands away. In trouble.
Asia some there. This is probably actually the prettiest part of Port Hedland, the entrance to BHP. They've done it quite nicely, a lot of landscaping, palm trees.
Backing 50 for Geelong and well inside as it bounces in on end. Metropolis went for the boundary line, had no option.
See the stockpiles of iron ore in there. I've actually been on a tour through there with a friend of ours. The machinery we see here is really huge. Large stacking machines to stack all the ore as it gets unloaded.
The umpire has to be sure that it was the player's sole objective.
Available for loading onto the ships. This is the Port Hedland Bmx track. The kids have had a lot of fun, and there's Mum's little box over there. Mum's the registrar and scorer, so she gets to sit in that box there, which is at the finish line. There's the commentary position.
Well travelled. Started with the Crows. Played for Collingwood. It's carved his niche.
They right down the bridge, and then they come round this big loop here and back up and over the bridge. Another shot of the bridge over the track here. I should have mentioned earlier that it's actually the wet season here, which probably explains the overcast conditions. And there's been a fair bit of rain dumped around here over the last week or so. What with Tropical Cyclone Rachel and the normally wet conditions. And it's a good thing it's not BMX.
Or not. Do you think there's ever going to be an occasion where the boundary umpire has some sort of role in making a decision?
I think there is, Jared. The game definitely moving forward.
A little memorial stone here. A couple of kids have been in the club and come to an untimely end. The particular one there, he climbed a power pole and got himself zapped with a few 100,000 volts. Won't do that again. The BMX Club canteen there, which survived the storm all right. There's the other half of that cable drum. Which made
Played free, Banfield downed after he got rid of the kick. And just as well for the Eagles because Riccardi was in 40 metres of space.
And Rachel, the cyclone took the roof away with it. So a little chore there for somebody. Hopefully the council will come to the party and fix her up for us. We'll have the mod cons like the barbecue for after race meeting sausage sizzles and in the pit area there, parking the bikes. Oh.
And that'll be a ball up. Easy, Peter. This is umpire Chris Mitchell.
On one of the roads into town. One of my favourite little spots there. It's the local liquor store. It's very much a port town and certainly not a great tourist destination.
Boyd's half forward. In front is Ball. Can he control it? Met solidly. That was Mansfield zooming by. Opportunity for Banfield.
Decent cyclone, so don't have to worry about putting tarpaulins on roofs and all that sort of stuff. It's the Port Authority control tower, very much like an airport control tower, only they actually control the movement of the ships and shipping in the port. Another popular little spot here, the Esplanade Hotel, which is good here. They've got the Esplanade Hotel across the road from the pier. And
working his way in front, Simmons. Corrigan will have learned something right there. Backing off, looking for the contact.
I'm sure he's taking us for a little drive through the port here. As I say, there's the control tower again.
Top off that train.
Yeah, we've just been allowed into the port. Unfortunately, we can't get any photos of the big ships there. While they're loading, they don't let you on the wharfs.
Pretty well covered. Similar situation to Brett Heddy about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Heddy had no option but to go for goal. Will Waterman do the same?
A HBI plant, a hot briquetted iron plant, which is makes these briquettes which are used as feedstock for the big steel smelters. And these reactors are used somewhere in the process. And apparently they've been here for a couple of weeks, but this is the first time we've seen them. Well, quite impressive stuff. It's a huge $1 billion project going ahead here, the first of its type.
Well delivered, and a good lead by Kemp, and a perfect kick by Chris Lewis. And you go back to the...
Just the name on the side there, Hyundai, who make a popular brand of Taiwanese, I think the Taiwanese small cars. They're obviously famous for other things. But here, the Pier Hotel. Doesn't really look much like a pub from the outside, but pub with quite a gory reputation. I think it was one of the pubs that had the most deaths recorded in one single incident in Australia.
Specials. A 700ml bottle of Old Crow bourbon for the bargain price of $19.95. Great value on Emu Bitter cans or stubby.
You've actually got across the other side of the channel there, Finucane Island. It's an island virtually in name only at the moment. It's connected to the mainland by a big causeway. You actually drive onto the island without even knowing you've reached it. It's also a processing plant. They stockpile the iron ore over there and load it onto ships such as the one that we can see here.
Phone Auto Talk on free call 1800 647 066. Or drop in and visit them in Broome.
But, yeah, you really do get some huge ships in this place. Some of the largest ships in the world, carrying some of the heaviest cargoes. Further around there is the actual harbour proper. This is also fairly popular for the amateur anglers. If
Through, knocks it forward. Down goes Hall. Pretty tight in there, as you can see. Hocking, relishing that situation.
Tidally coming right up to virtually where that table is, become a high tide. It really is quite phenomenal, and something that you have to take into account when you decide to go fishing, especially if you're using a boat. The tide is very, very important to you. Gantry here for hanging.
Buddha really incensed. The Eagles want to run it, but nothing doing. It'll come back.
John, the young players must love that. Season.
Luke got pretty excited here. He spotted a four-wheel motorbike. The flavour of the month at the moment. Luke wants a four-wheel motorbike. What we've actually got here is an area known as the spoil bank. It's actually a protrusion into the water out there. It's actually part of the, you'll see it there.
Nicely done. Sanderson across the line. Chris Mainwaring got him, so a ball up, virtually on the wing.
The harbour passable to the large iron ore carriers, and what resulted was the spoil bank. At the base of the spoil bank there, got those markers in the water. That's the yacht clubs had an attempt at making its own little sort of harbour behind there. They've had a few problems with it, I believe, mainly because of the tides. The tides come in with such a force that they drag a hell of a lot of stuff in with them. They keep blocking the channel up.
Water action. First round match in the Ansett Cup. Ball back out of play.
Got some jet skiers out there. Yeah, got a couple of jet skis out there. But yeah, it's an ideal recreation spot. Very popular with fishermen, and the actual town has a lot of events here. This is actually the Australia Day long weekend, and last year at this time they used the spoil bank as the venue for a big fireworks display. I imagine there'll be
Peter Riccardi, fantastic. Lynch had plenty of the ball. McKinnon out wide to centre wing. Colbert.
What we've got here is Port Hedland Yacht Club, with about as motley a collection of vessels as you're likely to find anywhere. It's certainly not like the scenes you expect to find in your America's Cup type clubs. Once again at the base of
Stoneham paddles the ball out, but it's all Eagles. Metropolis. It's old Mainwaring into trouble. White now on the back line.
I don't think it'll be much good in the water, but maybe a nice garden ornament or something. Beautiful. Got the channel markers marking the channel into the port itself, and out on the horizon there's the odd ship or two waiting to come in and pick up the loads.
Stretches the lead. Approaching three-quarter time. It's game 2 of the Ansett Australia Cup. Gary is working the phone. Here's the
problem here. Luckily we've got the four-wheel drive, so I'd say there's a good chance we'll be able to give him a bit of a hand.
Well, it's Nige to the rescue. We've got a Connor van here stuck fairly well down to the axle, and there you go, that's how far down it is. And Nige at the moment,
wasting no time, chips wide, Scholl, partners in defence, Scholl's away from right half back, kicks it back to the wing, well.
I'm going to do a bit of minus the roof rack. Luke, move. There we go.
Drew made the point Geelong have a history of going out in the first round. Well, they're well on the way to advancing.
McIntosh against Burnham.
Not yet. Yep.
Certainly going to teach him a hell of a lot about football. I'm not sure he's going to learn much off Gary Ayres about colourful language.
Here's the Cats.
Rescued again. Tourists who turned out to be a Swiss couple on holidays here. They picked the wrong time to come up north during the wet season. We're back in town here, just on a little slip road alongside of the wharf and the stockpiles. The railway bridge. As well as iron ore stock.
And Slug Jordan will be pretty pleased with that one. Hard, obviously not all that pleased. 2
meters away. One of the mines which I've had the pleasure of flying out to service some of their office equipment. A little bit of water lying around from the recent rains we've had. In the background there are the loading facilities for the iron ore and the manganese and various other bits and pieces that get exported from here.
Give in.
Yes, well, he wasn't prepared to do that, but the West Coast Eagles have the job in front of them.
Alan McConnell there is coaching.
Yeah. Drive up the ramp there and they use what's called belly dumpers. They pull up onto that sort of bridge section there and the belly underneath of the cars of the trucks open up and dump all the salts down. It's all the salt onto a conveyor belt down there, which is then taken over onto the salt stockpile, ready for loading onto the ships. Those bulldozers they use for shifting the...
Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman in the movie that won 4 Academy Awards.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man.
Unmatched.
We're sure that they're going to either go end over end or sideways down the hills, but they never seem to. It's probably the sort of a job I'd like. Charging one of those things around the hills. They're huge pieces of equipment. Heading up Wedge Street, which is the main street of Port Hedland.
In the Pilbara, the new limited edition Land Cruiser wagon from Toyota.
Welcome to your local Easy Street Hotel and Tavern, where you can win great prizes.
So that's pretty much what Port Hedland's all about. We'll probably go for a little drive out to Pretty Pool now, which is one of the more scenic areas of the town. Mum's pointing a finger somewhere.
Shit.
Oh, I think that's it. And here we have the Silver Star, which we got a shot of earlier at the wharf across the road there. Winning its way out of the harbour, assisted by a tug or two. Obviously got a load on board.
Bloke offers complete service and a range of products specific to your needs. For your CRT local bloke in Bunbury, see Ray or Cedric at Bunbury Rural Services.
Sounds like a pretty good deal, eh? Isn't that beauty? It looks like I might have been recording for the last 5 minutes without knowing of it. What we've got here is a nice mural on the side of a building which seems to depict Port Hedland. You can see the white, seems with the creek system running through the area with a boat on its way in, and you can see the natives there. Then you got white man's come along, and I think there's a diving helmet there. At least there's a bit of pearl diving out of here, and we obviously built the jetty. And
for far less than the changeover to a new 4-wheel drive, you can power up with a V8 Chevy that delivers maximum torque at just 2,000 RPM. Call today.
It was very much a pastoral community. There was a lot of farms around providing wool and beef. And that's how everything used to get carted around, of course. Mule team or donkey team bringing the wool bales in. And there was a bit of a problem back in 1946. All the Well, the native labourers decided they weren't getting paid enough money, so they all went on strike and caused a few problems.
Rossi Boots. Proud to be Australian.
He's got the plane coming in, you've got the salt in the background there. And port control tower and looks like it's finished off with everyone living happily ever after. I don't think. Nice thought anyway.
The new series of TV's hottest phenomenon is here.
Your fiercest enemy is the man who has nothing left to lose.
Winner of 3 Golden Globe Awards.
And the suburb built around it is known as Pretty Pool. It's pretty much low tide at the moment. As you can see, the water does come in at high tide, comes in through this channel, actually fills this whole pool area up, and then flows down that way into a creek system. And at low tide it is fairly well dry. We're pretty much at low tide now.
But not so in South Africa. And of course, it's being billed as the World Championship of Cricket. South Africa against Australia. The first cricket test starts at the Wanderers ground.
Johannesburg. On a summer's day, you can get in the water there, and it's like having a warm bath. The water temperature up here really isn't that much lower than the outside temperature. But this is one of the few places in Port Hedland we've actually got anything like white beach sand. Most of the rest of the coastline is all mud and mangrove type swamps. So this is a choice place, even on an overcast.
Just a precaution because we've got a big season ahead of him. Also, just an update on Ronnie Burns for Geelong. Precaution off the ground because of a bit of a jarred knee there. And
a few people. And a bit hard to tell from here. So a lot of them are natives down there. But it really is a beautiful little spot. And you have some of the nicer houses.
Hocking really having a dip. First game for the year. Comes out to Waterman. A very high ball, but inside the 50.
I'm trying to use my left eye to see where I'm going to go, and my right eye to look through the camera. Doesn't really work that well. Still a lot to learn. Just up behind us here is a house Sri and I saw when we first came here. It's made out of stones. It's a beautiful place. Not the best place to get a shot from that. A lovely little place.
And diving after it is Milburn, and they worked it from the defensive goal square to left half forward flank, and they've got a boundary throw in.
Well, the catch is just full of running.
Well, there. And the tape's just about to end. Right. Well, today we're at the De Grey River, which is something like 80 kilometres east of Port Hedland. And the kids, as you can tell, are having a lot of fun here. It's usually fairly dry. You can see the rubbish bin over there.
Dragged down back towards Graham. Ball missed it. Graham didn't. Moves at about 15 metres. Lynch, nicely done. Kilpatrick in his space.
There,
got him.
Be a strong sort of running around, and else it'll be dead dry. But there's been a fair bit of rain sort of further up inland, and it sends the water down the river here and makes nice little swimming holes. And there's a fair old current coming through down here. But, and we've come up here for a little barbecue with some friends, and the kids are making the most of it. And it really is.
Back in, Stoneham and Hart. Over the top, Robbins. Down goes Colbert. Picked up by McIntosh. McIntosh comes away with ease. Back towards midfield. And Gehrig on his...
And a little picnic area set up. We've got a little barbecue going, or the barbecue's pulled to one side and there's a billy cooking to make a cup of tea for the girls. A few towels hanging over there. The kids have had one swim and don't know whether they're using towels, so we end up with big towels in it, like big mud packs anyway. But no, it really is a lovely little spot, and it's a good way to spend a day like this. It's very muggy.
What an impact he made. Norwich Rising Star for 96. Barnes comes from behind, didn't reach the ball, it's not goal. Back out, throw in.
We've got old Boozer there, and we've got Tamara, I think that thing's name is, and old Buster, and somewhere over there is John and Ann's dog, old Taz. Taz stands for thick as shit. I can't quite spy him at the moment, but he's around somewhere.
Hey, did you forget me?
No, how could we forget you?
Yeah, what about this girl? See? Hey!
They're like little Aborigine.
Across the face of goals to McGrath. That was cheeky. Now Tim McGrath goes for a run, straight up the ground. Riccardi. Colbert might have been.
Isn't that wonderful?
No whistle.
Oops, gone. And Luke's decided that while the camera's running, there's no show without punch. He's got to get it into Act 2. And he's given himself a paint job. Don't you bloody touch me, you little bugger. Go away. So we've finished lunch now, and it's time to just sit back and relax.
There's the time remaining. Barnes works his way in front. Grigic over the top. Lewis couldn't control it. Corrigan went down. Hurried.
Oh, just about.
Picks it up. Floats it up.
And on the way up we find a sign which we missed on the way in. Now, a little hard to pick up, especially with me jerky camera movements. But it is a picture of a swimmer and a picture of a crocodile with a line through it. What they're trying to say is there might be crocodiles here, so don't go swimming. So I'm glad I didn't go swimming, and on that note, we'll head for home. Spied a pair of white cockatoos.
Hugging, that was nearly intimate, that.
Despite the rain, it's footy weather, at least in terms of the coverage there.
But there's a little Tatar lizard sitting on
Running down towards the wing. Lewis kicks towards the 50. And Spinks was held.
We call them Tatar lizards. They run along and they'll stop and wave one hand in the air and they're waving goodbye. Lovely little things.
The leathers are just...
We found a little magpie's nest in the backyard here. There's obviously some chicks in there.
Eye on the ball. He paid the free and or the mark. And the Cats work it as far as the wing, but that was untidy bringing it out. Should have done better with the finish. Back to...
Gonna make the young blokes earn their keep around here. With the wet season here, it only takes a couple of weeks for the lawn to get like that. Well, it's not really lawn, it's all weeds and wild wheat and stuff. Only made.
Milburn. There's Corrigan, number 33. Who actually can look a little bit like Scholl. Scholl.
And he loves it too. Especially when the camera's on him. Unfortunately, the technique leaves a little bit desired. Instead of a big patch of weeds, we end up with strips of weeds.
Of his foot, but straight back into the pack. I think the umpire might ball it up here. And he does. Final quarter here at Waverley. And for some of these Eagles, 9 of them playing their first game.
Soft line.
What have been
My hanging baskets. A few pots and things. Don't know what half them are. That one's rather an unusual one. Oh, that's right, you don't have to go right up close, you just... Yay.
Sharp angle. He's only about 30 metres out.
And
This tree was given to us by people in Geraldton. It came from Moresby Ranges down to Magana and then on to Hedland.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Nice question.
I would have preferred the notice, I think. I'll tell you tomorrow night.
Just have a think.
Close up of it. That bud there, when it comes out, is the size of a saucer and it's purple. It's beautiful. Long distance again. That one there came from Cairns as a cutting. Shot away.
Direction of Stoneham. McIntosh worked him out of it. Stoneham flips it over his shoulder. White. An All-Australian half forward now playing in defence. Bouncing it.
That one there's a... It's dead garlic. Can't see what's in that one. All sorts of bits and pieces in here. It's a cactus.
On his own out here with Corrigan. Kilpatrick takes it, drives it to the edge of the square. Oh, what a mark! Play on, said the umpire. It comes to Hocking. It happened.
And the family.
Pretty good gear, this is remote control. Right, this is the Labor Day long weekend, Monday. We've had all weekend to do some more videos. We're going to show you a little bit more of Port Hedland. We went for a drive out to Finnegan Island yesterday. We were going to do some four-wheel driving and a bit of fishing and swimming. Unfortunately, we got out there and found the video camera had a flat battery.
Himself against the ball, scrambles it out. Only as far as Sanderson. Sanderson from 35. Puts it through. His second.
Here. So this will give the kids and Mum a chance to say a few last words. Yeah. So what do you say, guys? Can you say goodbye to John and Hazel?
Goodbye, John and Hazel, and good luck on your trip back. If we see you next time, we'll be in Geraldton. We'll get to see a lot more of you.
Yeah, we might. Now we've got a video camera. We might put together something in Geraldton and send it off to see you, for you to see.
Hope you like it.
BGC builds or supplies materials for every third new home in WA. It's one of Australia's most successful companies.
Put it on ponytails. Oh, my back's so prickly.
All right. Say goodbye, guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cut.
He's absolute that it was a high tackle. I think it was a good call. be interested to see it again in slow motion, but from where he was, I think it's important that he give the player the benefit of the doubt.
Comes to Cousins, knocked out of his arms by Riccardi, and back into a big pack. And a ball.
Umpiring hierarchy have tried to make it so the other two umpires can make decisions when the controlling umpire's on a particular side of the contest that might mean he's obstructed. So they're certainly working.
Onto it, gains about 25 metres, it bounces down. Done, if you don't mind. Nicely worked. Stop Riccardi though with this strength. Graves. It's made a good debut. Main wearing sends the Eagles back. No, Graham claims it. Riccardi.
Left footer by Simmons inside the 50. Support. Scholl, runner-up in the best. Can kick it a mile. Lynch, long.
What do you think?
Well, a kick or a mark. Make it so as it's impossible for a player to be. Let go, let go. It's just slowing.
Metropolis, left half back. Up towards the wing. Back of the. All looking. 25 metres and ball running back. From about 52. Juggle.
Quality enters are on the up and up. A linting.
Talk.
Hey, if you're vehicle with respect, phone Auto Talk on in Broome, Kalgoorlie and Esplanade.
Because when you're talking auto, it has to be...
Bounces and sits up all right. The hand pass is fired. Riccardi for the Cats. Anderson's been a good player. Kicked a couple. The kick. And David Hart, the veteran. Aim to say this will be it.
Boundary throw in right on the field. Out she goes. Clock stops. Geelong will go on to play Adelaide. Ball claimed by Riccardi. Goal for the Cats. Very tall, won't they? Spinks coming back. Barnes reaches over the top. Simmons knocked off it by Riccardi. Morrison didn't have it. Pretty tough in there.
Fraser Gehrig spent 12 months in the waffle. Do you think that's what they'd have in mind for Michael Gardner?
Interesting, when they picked their side tonight, they brought over a lot of youngsters but left them out, so probably just getting them into that travel routine for a start, and then who knows. I think they intend playing him this season, but I would imagine he'll start in the WAFL. Turnbull and Barnes, well done by Barnes, knocks it down. Robbins left without it. Metropolis, Sanderson dragged down, going in pretty solidly. Heady, it's late in the day and the Cats are in control, but still ferocious in those packs. Hargraves would be delighted, as would his coach, with his debut tonight.
His other youngsters who made the trip but didn't play under 22, Josh Wooden, Neil Marshall and Johnson Clifton. They sat out the February draft last week, the West Coast Eagles. Didn't need to top up anymore. Geelong weren't involved either.
Not many lonelier places than the interchange bench when you know that you're about to cop a hiding, or you are getting a hiding, particularly late in the last